goggles. Okay. Oh. Filthy boho, probably a narcomaniac. Balancing the books. It's another door to the balcony. That's another exit. Eviction notices and missing pets are plastered on top of each other. Old shoe rack. Rumblings. Okay. You should leave. Oh, this is just open. It's a shower. Money, yeah. Oh. These shoes come in different sizes. What shoes? Oh, these shoes. Okay, yeah, so there are multiple people inside. That's just what it means. Where does the exit lead? Huh, okay. And let's go to the balcony. Full of cigarette butts and okay. Oh, is there something in here? Maybe some money? Yeah. Getting rich. Nice. Just a door, nothing for you here. Okay. Rosemary, thyme, and a cactus.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security.
Yeah.
Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
Wait, I just wanna check out the other doors. Singing, okay. Is that it? Can I not go there? No? Okay, then let's knock on the door. Knock, knock.
This door is number 20.
Let's see if
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
Yeah.
We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
What do you
The
mean?
smoker on the balcony. This is why we are here, right? He might know something about the murder. So tomorrow 9 p.m.?
Don't worry. It's mostly all still here. You can remember things. You got this.
Sure.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m. right here. Apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry. You'll get him.
Okay.
Remember, tomorrow, he's probably gone for today.
Okie dokie. Let's go back and meet the woman on the boat. Also, when did I have to go? Find out who's in the union box. You're not here today, but maybe. Okay, so they show up eventually. I thought they were like visiting in the late evenings or something.
You hear someone. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to a poor communard from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Do I have to open the door?
Okay.
Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
It's true.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason.
Yeah, that's also true. We don't need to get in there. Wait, there's another part of the balcony? Oh.
Ruination has come. The broken arches betray the once grand history of this building. It towered over the harbor until it happened. A great force from the northeast fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled the coastline, fired from the water, a straight shot into Revachol. The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling until it was destroyed, and they had a direct firing line.
Take in the ocean.
The waves of the Martinez Inlet rolled over the fallen remains of the building. The dark waters obscured the better part of the remains.
This game is pretty poetic.
This is where the damage came from. From somewhere in the inlet. The cannons. What didn't fall into the ocean was used as scrap. What wasn't used as scrap was thrown into the ocean. Those arches acted as support for something greater than what you see now. Only 3 stories stand where 9 to 12 once did. Restoration has failed. What the shelling took out was never rebuilt. Underwater, iron helmets have sunk deep into the sand and the mud. Helmets of soldiers and their finger bones too, and clavicles, littering the ocean floor.
Ah yes, war.
A fleet, the combined armies of Occident and Grad, with Mesk volunteers, a 5-nation army, hundreds of
Not a
vessels.
7-nation army? That's too
They
bad.
massed airships further down in the Bay of Revachol. The artillery was so powerful. The ships not only required gyroscopic stabilization, they were anchored into the ocean floor as well. Many are still there to this day. If you squint, you can just barely see the shadow on the water, far in the northeast. Cannons still ready to placate Revachol.
The coalition. But that was a long time ago. I think we should move on. It's chilly up here.
He fears the discussion might lead to disagreements, as it often does.
Huh. Ooh. Why, hello.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are.
Oh, that's why she called us ungulates. Because we're pigs. Yeah, now I get it. That's right, we've evolved. You're in trouble, little lady. We cops don't like closed doors. It's like cats. Cats don't like closed doors either. I don't have time for this.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Huh.
Red dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
That's some clever cultural commentary.
Or what? You'll push me off this ledge and pry the bucket from my dead hands?
Okay. Can't really, you know, go up against that. Let's see. Door is locked. The chair is new. Someone lives back here. Really? There's literally No wall. Oh. Oh. Oh, this is the coal room. Cindy? Cindy's sleeping? Okay. Pants. Nice. More money. I love money.
Hello again, officers. Have you... Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner. It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
I thought you were making art.
The inspiration will come to her once hell is set loose on the streets. It's too calm right now.
Yeah.
Does anyone in a city like this?
It's true.
Shoot, piggy.
Catch you later. Let's go. Let's go back down. Okay. What does this say? The harbor name? Ah. Oh, no. I want to search. Okay, more magnesium.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
What's the L stand for?
My maiden name.
Huh. Okay. I gave shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. This is a tactic.
Ah, yes.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
What can you tell me? You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
Not all people on boats are there. Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cor de Lady 19, because that's the type of sloop it is. It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing.
Huh.
Though these days I mainly use it for business.
Of course.
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
So it slithers?
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Yes. Kim, thanks. Do you have a license for this boat?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Archipelago.
I mean, we are on Le Caillou, are we not?
Still, I haven't seen anyone else sail around here. Okay.
We are, and the city of Revachol is on the island of Le Caillou.
Yes.
She nods attentively.
Okay.
Good.
Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
Ah, yes, of course. Dodging the question.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain.
Who are the other Indo-tribes?
Son-Baptiste, Elysium, an unknown entity known as Brightest Star.
You're in good
Why,
company.
thank you.
She nods.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Wait, what if I want to hear, what if I want to hear about trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade and Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus. Why? By throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the Coalition. Unfortunately for you, the Coalition also leases you the right to police West Revachol.
Okay.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
Yeah.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What is
I
your
believe
role?
the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
Okay. Ah,
And
come on.
how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Ah.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Ah, yeah.
Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead. Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
What's the use of a union if you didn't go on strike?
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
What happened to this Gaumont? What are their demands? Tell me about his union boss.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Is he that bad?
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
Wait, there are two of them?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Evrard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
Interesting.
It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union itself outside the Brothers Clare?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that.
Okay.
Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob.
A
The
mob.
Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Evrard and his brother.
Oh boy.
And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
An effective advocate for the rights of the local working men, a giant leech sucking the life out of Revachol, basically a socialist mob. I prefer not to have an opinion on these things. I mean, as a cop, I should probably try to be neutral.
Of course, officer.
What happened?
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it?
Okay.
Fuck off, midget.
Yes, okay.
Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Okay then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the Union. There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
I don't know what to think about that. Over-aggressive commie posturing. Seems like they have no idea about business. Forget it.
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
Huh. That's probably gonna take a long while.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
The king is dead, long live the workers. The workers can be kings, the king is the king. What are you going to do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And
Okay.
now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Ah. So, it has something to do with the strike.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
Huh.
This checks out.
Yeah. The scabs at gate, did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrog, come to plead for work where the Union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Ha. Okay. One more thing. You said something happened in the elections?
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Oh.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Eerie?
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a Union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Okay.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help?
Ah. What can you tell me about the
Quite a
lynching?
few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes
Ooh.
sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Oh.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My last badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
It's possible. After a night of heavy drinking, I lost all my memory of my life and the world. I couldn't have eaten it for all I know. I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, the city, nothing. Yes.
I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please.
It's possible. Oh, okay.
Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond.
Yes, encephalopo, whatever that thing is.
I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
Heh.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Yep.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
God damn it.
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Then I'll find it somehow. Let's talk about something else until I do.
Of course. But before we do, officers, let me be perfectly clear.
Okay.
The situation is extremely volatile. The sooner we can speak about this lynching business, the better for all of us.
Oh, man.
Of course, Detective. Take care.
I have to find my damn badge. Where in the hell could it be? This... Secrets. Okay. I have to find my badge. That's pretty important. At least I've found someone who is willing to cooperate.
This coin-operated fuel is